Welcome back to Local 4 News over coffee, everyone. I'm Local 4 News Director Mike Mickle, and so glad you're joining us today. We are in the TaxSlayer Center. We're going to be talking about this incredible facility and many more things that are happening in the city of Moline right now. And I'm happy to have with us Moline's Mayor, Stephanie Acree, our Finance Director, Carol Barnes. Ladies, thank you so much for coming out this afternoon. Let's talk a little bit about, there's been kind of a double whammy for the city of Moline. Not only have you been dealing with the pandemic, but then we have this bridge that's being built. Maybe you've heard of it. This new I-70.
I have noticed.
Have you? Okay,
Yes.
just checking. And I know that it's kind of caused some travel issues, kind of some division from people on the Iowa side maybe not feeling comfortable driving over here and trying to maneuver all the detours. Talk to me first, I guess, about that bridge and what it's going to mean to us once it's completed.
Well, the community has a lot of gratitude for the investment by the entire nation on that bridge. I mean, it's a beautiful asset that we're lucky to have. And we would expect a bump in our economic situation just because of that big investment in infrastructure in our communities. So it's a very good thing. But on the difficult part of it has been the construction part and the impact that has had on some of our small businesses. So when we first started dealing with the detours, it was especially impactful to our downtown businesses. So we converted our revolving loan fund program to quick loans for those businesses to help them bridge the reduction that they were experiencing in revenue flow. And that helped prepare us for what happened with the pandemic. And then we escalated that kind of quick response to help support our local small businesses.
It's been great to see the entire Quad City community coming together. And you have to admit that it does look, Carol, when you start looking out across the bridge and you see the new span that's now up and everything, there's some excitement to it now, right?
Oh, absolutely.
What's it going to mean after that bridge is done to some of these businesses that have really been struggling?
Well, we're hoping that we're going to see some new businesses that will come down to our downtown. And I actually travel the bridge very frequently, every single day, and even now during the construction, it's been very accommodating for residents getting back and forth. But in the downtown, we anticipate with our new economic development director coming on board here in the next 6 months that we're going to be seeing some wonderful things happening.
Mayor, we're kind of the tale of two states here because many things are still open in Iowa and they're not opening here. What businesses in your community do you think have been the hardest hit by the pandemic and the closures?
Well, I think it's easy to say it's the restaurants and bars. And so that is what has motivated the city of Moline to transfer a lot of the, we've received CARES funding. So we've received money from the federal and the state level to help support our municipal operations. And we've been able to redesign those funds so that we can push those funds out to our restaurants and bars to help support them.
You know, another area that's been focused on is South Park Mall, and obviously the mall has seen a lot of businesses leave. What are the plans for that area?
You know, I think Maestridge has done a really nice job. They've invested a lot of money in our mall over the last few years to try to accommodate the changing way that people shop. I think that we'll probably never see the same type of mall that we had 15 years ago come back, but I think that we'll continue to look at how better to use that space as more of an experience space instead of just exclusively retail shopping. So we're working with Maestridge about what would that look like? Is that drawing people there that are doing sports activities, or what other recreational activities, or maybe there's a component of education that we would put in the mall that would bring people there, so it's a space that is not only for purchasing things but also experiencing things.
I think that sounds great, and it's a great building too. So Carol, I'll have you piggyback off that because there is development around South Park Mall now. Do you foresee more of that happening?
Well, again, we look towards this new economic development director to help to help push that forward. But yes, we are anticipating within the next couple of years at least that we will be definitely springboarding some new development.
You kind of touched on it just a little bit, but Mayor, maybe you want to tell us about some more progress that's happening within the city that maybe we haven't seen because we've been so focused on the bridge and other things.
Yeah, well, there's a lot going on. So you know, when people come back out of their houses, they're going to notice some new development that has happened. We've had, you know, if anybody has lived here a long time, they remember the Venture property, and that is sat vacant for 20 years, and now it's been converted into a useful space. The parking space is beautiful. You know, that kind of investment is really important. We've seen some other areas that have done some growth. We have a new restaurant coming into the downtown area that will be revealed with hopefully the end of the pandemic mitigation. But the big thing on our upcoming window is the Urban Land Institute's support. So they're a national group of experts that can help support Moline in working on how are we going to redevelop that I-74 footprint that becomes vacant with the demolition of the old bridge. So we'll see about 12 acres there, and then we have about another 13 acres. That is very important to us because it's right on the edge of our downtown area, and it's very valuable by location, not only because of its downtown area, but also the bridge access.
Wow, we love hearing that. We love good news in a time when it seems like everything is dismal around us. So it's great to hear that the plans for the future are already in the works, and we're going to see some things. We've got a lot more to talk about. You're going to want to stick around. We're here in the TaxSlayer Center, and we're going to talk about what sort of changes they've been making while they've been shut down here, and I think you're going to be impressed with what you see. We've even taken a tour before this show today, so we'll give you a little glimpse into that as well. We've got a lot more conversation coming up, but right now let's send it back to the studio and Jim Needleman.
Good stuff, Mike. Thank you so much. Coming up.